Now, every year I give you all a stewardship sermon. I'm not going to this year because we have our intern minister who's going to do that, have that privilege of doing that. And, you know, a lot of times when we're doing our campaign, we have people give a testimony. I've never done that myself. But the folks at UUA, who are the stewardship experts, say it's actually a good idea for the minister to talk about their own giving. So even though I haven't done it before, here you go, the joy of generous giving. Personal testimony. What makes some people generous? Some say that folks do this for recognition, for the appreciation and gratitude, or in hopes that others will be reciprocal. But those of us who give generously know you can't count on any of that. That doesn't mean we get nothing being generous. Studies show that people who spend money on others rather than on themselves are happier. We feel good when we give. So maybe we get some of those good kinds of hormones released in that action, and that can be addictive. I believe that's one of those positive addictions that people talk about. So I'm a giver, sometimes too much. Giving can be enabling, and it's often hard to see where that line is. I've always given generously to churches since I was a child at First Baptist. Kind of wish I could get some of that back now. Not really. It was given in good faith. When I became a member of this congregation, I gradually increased my pledge until it approached a tithe of all my income, plus because also I gave generously if we had any fundraisers and more. Now, when I took on the Brunswick Church in 2014 as well, that put me in kind of a dilemma. The Statesboro congregation, as you might imagine, with a smaller number of members and fewer folks like me who had a retirement income, was and is pretty dependent on members like me continuing to give as I had been giving. You are already having to deal with me, as one of you said, taking another spouse into my ministerial marriage. So I decided I could not cut the amount I was pledging to you. Instead, I decided to look at the new income I was getting from the Brunswick congregation and sharing a tithe with them on that amount. So I pledged 10% of my salary and housing that I received from them. I checked recently to see what I now made and gave to them, and my pledge for 2023 was 20.1% of my salary and housing from them. I've never even tried to figure it out for that first year. I just kept increasing my pledges as I could to my congregations. And I'm just sharing this, not expecting gratitude for any of these gifts, but as a testimony to the joy that this opportunity has given me over the years, and inviting you to consider increasing your share of that same joy. Very recently, I found out I was not going to have an inheritance that I was expecting, and hoping to use joyfully to share even more with my congregation and charities that I believe are doing important work and more. I'm very disappointed, but you know, it doesn't really matter because I have plenty and then some. Most of us do. Not to live life extravagantly, but to have our needs met and to help others.